guys, hello. I know this setup's not very good, but it'll just need to do. So you'll probably have noticed that I've not put out any videos in the past month really, and the reason for that is I was in hospital and a lot of people have been asking, so I thought I would just make a video and then you all know exactly what had happened to me, etc. So on January the 1st, I was finding it difficult to breathe. I do have asthma, and my oxygen level wasn't very good, and it hadn't been very good for a few days, and I hadn't bothered like going to a doctor or anything like that. Plus, I never got my flu jab this year. So my oxygen ended up going down into the 80s, which is really bad, and I couldn't even talk, and my son had to dial 999. So an ambulance came out and they put me on oxygen right away, and they took me into the ambulance, and it was like blue light the whole way to the hospital. And when I got to the hospital, all the doctors were all waiting on me, and I get wheeled into this room, and I was just getting my clothes taken off, and things were all getting intravenous, like things put in my arm and all sorts, and I was on the oxygen. So I was up the stair in the ward for a few days, and my oxygen just kept going down and down, and they kept turning the oxygen up, and they turned it up to the highest, which was 11, and my oxygen was still going down. So they were really concerned about that, and they took me down to the operating theatre, and they said to me, we're going to help you breathe. I didn't really know what was happening to me, to be honest. I didn't know what they were going to be doing to me. And the next thing I know, I'm out, and I'm having the most horrendous hallucination dreams. While I was out, what they done was they put me on a ventilator and life support. So I was completely out. I had the tube down my throat and the breathing machine, and I had things, sticky things all on my head apparently, and I had catheters in my bowels and in my bladder, and I was just wires everywhere. And while I was out, I think I was out for 5 days, and while I was out they were turning me every 15 hours onto my belly, and then onto my back, onto my belly, onto my back, and this made me swell up while I was on my belly. So while that was happening, my bowels go into shock no matter. It's if I go on holiday, my bowels just go I either have the runs or I end up like being constipated. My bowels just can't take a change of scene. So my bowels hadn't moved for like a long time. So they decided they were going to give me all these laxatives. So they gave me the full whack, they said, of hospital laxatives. So I had all that going on. But while I was under, I thought I was in Egypt. I could have swore I was in Egypt. And I was riding camels, and there was 2 camels, and there was like a bar in between the camels, and there was like bedding on the camels, and I was in the bedding, and I was going along the desert. Right, I could have swore that happened. The only reason I know it didn't happen is because when I came round, I was thinking, how did I get to Egypt when my passport's like out of date? You know? And then I thought maybe that didn't happen. I also dreamt that I was on a cruise liner. It was horrible. And it was all like psychedelic colours and flashing lights and echoing and all this. And it went on forever. And then I was on like a canal barge on a haunted tour someplace. That was all happening right in my brain. And it was horrible because it was continuous and it was long. It wasn't just like a dream like that. It was like a long time that I was like stuck on this cruise liner and stuck in the desert and all that. But eventually when I came round, I still had the tube down my throat, but I seen my Sophie over the top of me. I couldn't lift my arms. I couldn't lift my legs. I was completely like paralysed basically. I could just look at her and nod my head. And that was wonderful to see her. But apparently they had said they took the kids into a room and said that they didn't know if I would end up with brain damage or something, because my oxygen level had dipped so low. It had deprived my brain of oxygen, so they didn't know when I woke up what I was going to be like. So Sophie had come over and I managed to say, one of the first things I said to her was, "My doctor's really hot." And she looked at Amanda and she went, "Mum's still there." So they knew I was there, you know, I was there. "My doctor's really hot," I said. God, I might have been saying that to the man, I don't know. But while I was waiting, I was still hallucinating to hell. I thought there was ducks, right? I swear I thought there was ducks all going about the place. God, I'm going to need to charge my battery. I'll be right back. I think I've got enough battery now. Yeah, so ducks. I was convinced that there was ducks in the ICU, that kids would round up at night, all these ducks. And when my kids came up every day, by the way, to see me, which I'm so grateful for. They would come up and I'd be saying to them, "Go round that corner and see the ducks." And they were like, "Ducks?" And I'm going, "Aye, ducks, quack, quack, ducks. They let the ducks out at night so the day and the ducks just wander about the ward." Right, obviously a hallucination. What else did I hallucinate? I was sitting with my mobile phone and I was doing that to the ceiling. And I was saying to the kids, "Look at this." And they're looking up at the ceiling and they're going, "What is it, Mum?" And I'm going, "You can buy stuff." I'm going, "You do that and a wee box appears and then you can buy perfume and you can buy all sorts of stuff." You couldn't. Just hallucinating at my nut. I also hallucinated there was a bad nurse that was trying to unalive me. That was terrifying because they had paralysed me as well. So I couldn't move anything. I couldn't lift my arms. I couldn't lift my legs. And you're trapped. And the laxatives started to work. Just I was just in a pool of faeces all the time. All the time. It was so embarrassing, humiliating. I would say, "Nurse, I need to go to the toilet." By the time I said that, it was already happened. Sorry for the too much information, but they had gave me the full whack of laxatives and by God they were working. I was like that for like a week and a half. It was just every day. I gave them 38 samples one day. I gave them. It was horrendous. It was horrible, horrible, horrible. So anyway, now I'm out there as my baby after a month basically, and I'm just learning now to grab things. See, before I couldn't pick anything up. I couldn't pick anything up. I couldn't walk. I couldn't stand, and I couldn't even swallow. See, even trying to take a drink of water, it was choking me. So I'm basically like a baby again. I've learned how to swallow. I'm learning how to eat, drink, lift things up. But I'm still as weak as anything. My arms are weak, my legs are weak. So I'm going to have to try and build myself up. So basically that's what's happened to me over the past month. I'm grateful that I'm still here and alive and I'm still myself. But there's still a lot of work that I need to do on myself to try and get back to normal. But thank you to everybody that had reached out to me on Facebook and places like that. It was lovely to read all your comments when I had came round and could read. I couldn't even lift my phone. I couldn't lift my arm when I was in the hospital. But once I was able to do that, it was really lovely just reading beautiful comments, and it made me feel a lot better. So thank you, everybody. So that's my wee story. And I'm here to tell here for another day. And tomorrow I'll be doing my makeup video tomorrow, which I look forward to, which I've missed. I've missed doing that on a Saturday morning. So I'll be doing my live stream as usual tomorrow and my makeup video. So thank you all for listening, and I send you all my love and hugs. Bye.